Hi there, I'm Rob Clark from Learning Architects. This tutorial will give you a good overview of Google Keep and explore some possible ways that you might use it in your school. So the first thing that you want to do is log in to keep.google.com, and you will be presented with a screen that looks like this. Each of these is a sticky note. So it's kind of Google Keep is kind of like an online post-it note tool, and it's brilliant for keeping notes and lists and things that you might want to remember. So it gives you a few prompts. So for example, this one here that says finished with a note, click the archive button or swipe it away inside on Android. So I'm just going to archive that note. A couple of things to notice. Down the left hand side you've got a list of, you've got the ability to show and hide this menu bar, okay, and that's useful. You've also got a list of reminders. Now the reminders actually links up quite nicely with your Google Calendar, so in a moment I'll show you how to create a note with a reminder on it. You also have the ability to create labels, so it might be that you want to create a few labels for items that you would commonly want to keep notes of, and then later on you can actually sort according to your labels. Okay, so I'm going to set up some imaginary labels here and just get a couple in play. Okay, so you've also got a trash can. You've also got some settings. It's worth clicking on the settings, and this gives you a few things that you can change. So you can change the reminder defaults. You can turn sharing on and off of notes, which is really useful, and you can display rich link previews. Now rich link previews means that your hyperlinks will actually show a preview of that item. Okay, so I'm going to leave that off for now. Now in addition, you'll also see that there are some keyboard shortcuts. So if you click on that, that will show you some of the keyboard shortcuts that you can use inside this app. So a common one would be to hit C to compose a new note, or I for a new list, or L for a new list rather. Right, so I'm going to go first, and I'm going to go and create my first note. Oh, at the top actually it's worth looking at too. You can view it as a list or in different ways, and once you've got a few notes in there, it will show you how that changes. So if I click it to grid view, it switches it to grid view. If I click it again, it switches back to sort of a masonry type view. So I'm going to leave mine in a grid view. Now, so if I click on a note here, the idea is that you give a note a title. So let's imagine I've got a shopping list. Okay, and in this case, what I might want to do is I can share it with someone else. So I can share it with my wife and save it, and then what will happen is that we'll share that note with that person, and we can both add items to it, which is really super handy. Okay, so I can also give it a label, or I can create checkboxes. Okay, so let's just imagine I've got a shopping list, and what you can do is you can actually add items on there so that you can check them off as you go. Okay, so there's my shopping list. Now the other interesting thing that you can do with Google Keep is that you can actually take a note and paste a whole lot of text into a note, and it might be text that you've captured from it could be a presentation or a web page, and you can actually export it out to a Google Doc. Okay, so let me just take some notes here, and this becomes really handy once you've got lots of things in your Keep, and if you want to craft something up further. So I can click copy to Google Doc, and that will create a new Google Doc with that text inside it. Okay, so that's a super handy feature. So other things that I might want to do with my Google Keep notes include changing the color. So you've got some color options. You might also wish to pin a note, and that will mean that it will stick to the top all the time. Okay, so if it's in list view, it'll stay. There'll be a section for pinned and a section for others. Okay, so and the other thing that you might want to do is choose a reminder. So the reminder, remember the reminders you can set in your settings. Okay, so you can set default reminders, or you can pick a date and a time if you want. Okay, so some of these might be repeat reminders, and you can set it to repeat in various ways, or set it to a particular time. Okay, so you can customize that as well. So one of the interesting things with Google Keep on a device is that if I open it up in my device, and this is an iPhone, it'll start off by giving you some clues. Okay, so if you're new to it and you want to have a quick read of those, read those, otherwise just click Get Started. If you've got multiple Google accounts, it'll ask you which one you wish to use. Now, if I want to take a image, what I can do is I can actually choose an existing image or take a photo, and Google Keep will enable me to actually scan and use OCR to turn the image into text. So if I take a photo of my business card and then choose Use Photo, and I'll just call this, have a look at this image now. So open up the image on my phone. If I go into the image by tapping on the image, you'll notice that it's loaded up and the background has gone black. Tap the three dots top right hand corner, and you'll notice an option for grabbing the image text. So this is a really quick and easy and free way to scan text. So if I tap that, it's got it almost exactly correct. Okay, so that is a really easy way to use Google Keep as a tool for OCR as well. I hope you found this tutorial really useful. You can find more at learningarchitects.com.